Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Happy Cat Crypto here. So it's a new week and something strange happened last night around 8 o'clock, and it was just MEXC pretty much sending a 10 million burn out of nowhere. And I've looked around, I've done a little bit of my own research, and I just can't find anything anywhere to explain why they've decided to send a random burn, because they did stop burning some time ago. It was all everything that these kind of exchanges do is normally based on what are we getting from it and how can we more or less benefit from it and gain more of a following, more traction and stuff like that. So nonetheless, we should just kind of smile and laugh at the fact that they're sending a nice little burn like that. So there was something to pay attention to inside what Ed's been kind of saying about the development stages and how we can best move forward as a community, and reworking the tax system is part of a solution. And he's spoken about attracting utility and high quality validators. And I believe we have a lot of good utility currently and a lot of good high quality validators, but I think there's a bridge as to which, a lot of people won't communicate with one another because of certain reasons and aspects, and certain people will ignore other people as if they don't exist. So I think there's more of a huge problem of getting everybody to more or less stop dividing in the way that people are being divided currently. So with more utility and more use cases becomes a higher processing, so we'll process more blocks per transaction, which is good. We can alter the taxes and we can really benefit from our tax system if it is all worked correctly. But I think there's one thing quite important to note is that Edward Kim is not part of Terra Rebels anymore. He left to follow the Terra Grants Foundation program and wanted to remain completely neutral. So I do see a lot of people asking in the comment section, where's Edward Kim and why did he leave Terra Rebels? And it was just for the simple fact that he left because he wanted to do his own thing with the Terra Grants program, and he felt that being part of both was contradictory to running the Grants Foundation because he needed to be neutral at all times. So as to all of these kind of issues that are going on, anything that is going to be fixed by Terra Rebels, we're going to be paying for. So it's very important that we always have a clear route of where we are going, where we are heading, and how much it's going to cost us through each stage, because we want to make sure that we are, like, more or less, you're not going to run a company and then turn up halfway through the day and see people sleeping in their offices, doing their washing and stuff like that. You're going to be wanting to get your money from what you're paying for, right? Because if we're not, then we're not really getting our best bang for our buck, so to speak. So I think that's always something to pay attention to. And this is really good. Also in this, Ed's speaking about Parity with V2 and this whole interchain wallet system. And he's speaking about one of the problems being with the MEXC, but there is a lot of work that goes into it. So a lot of the work will just be done on TFL side, but there will be integration things that we would need to do, such as the MEXC prefix going from Terra to Terra C. And I previously explained this in videos, and you already know this by now, but I think it's really important that we have an IBC channel at least between Luna and Luna Classic, so people can easily move between and utilize the technology on both sides, because there might be people over at Luna that want to start using Luna Classic again, and they got the majority of their airdrop. Well, they got all of their airdrop in Luna, right? Because they were dissolved from Luna Classic, and what they held in Luna Classic was absolutely measly compared to what people could buy it for once it crashed. So it really kind of counterweighted that. So this is really good to see things going together, but there's also a lot of kind of questions, like I've been saying, about wanting to attract utility but not actually having anyone to support that utility being attracted, because currently we're supporting most of the projects that are working on chain. as much as we can. And, you know, they've all more or less struggled to get help from anywhere else. And it's always kind of what's in it for us. Is this going to ruin our public image? Is this bad for business and stuff like that across the board? So I think this being said needs to be kind of have an eyebrow raised at it, because I just feel like there is no bridge there for projects that do need help and do need this kind of looking at. And there are high quality validators out there. Us ourselves at the HTC community, rather than utilizing somebody else's auto compounding module, which requires you to get another wallet and all these other different things, we simply created our own system on smart contracts where you just don't need to make any new wallets. And it's just as simple as it could be for an auto compounding module. And that's the way we like it, is to not only be here to provide content, but we're actually building, we're working with people, we're interweaving, we're integrating. So I do believe there are high quality validators out there currently, but as it stands, we have a huge issue with the voting power being very centralized towards all nodes and other people like that, because a lot of people just don't understand about, you know, spreading your delegations and really understanding that me delegating with this validator is not only just spreading my voting power, it's actually supporting that node and enabling it to do stuff and to continue being part of the community, right? You're enabling it. So it's always important that you understand what each validator that you're delegating with is doing, how they conduct themselves, what they're involved in, and the kind of things that they're doing for the community. Because if you don't support high quality validators, you'll just end up with just a load of low quality validators. High quality validators will cease to exist, and we'll all just end up in a worse space than we were in before. So onboarding utility becomes more important than the burn narrative. And we've always pushed on this because of the simple fact that if you bring enough utility, the burn tax would work itself, and the burns would happen either way. But currently, with the reminting of the coins, a lot of people see it as a lost cause. You know, I'm losing hope because of this, and I don't think you should. I think it's something that will be changed in the future, and it's never, like I stated yesterday in my video, it was like a band-aid fix. It was never going to work long term. Yes, it will work in the meantime, but eventually the burns will dry up, meaning your main source of funding into that pool will dry up. And by doing that, you also shun a lot of the community, a lot of the people that have burned. You tone down the burning, you tone down the community, and ultimately everybody suffers, and it goes around in one big kind of circle where everybody feels the ripple effect from the coin dropped in the pond. Let me know what you think about all of this, folks. Have a really nice Monday wherever you are. Stay safe, beware of scammers, doppelgangers, anybody pretending to be me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Shoo!